Online Racing Network proudly presents the ISRL IndyCar Grand Prix. Today, the Dry Fire IndyCar Series begins its long season with the famous road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And with this race is the debut of the new IR18 mod by NASCARFunFacts.com for NR 2003. Who will cross the yards of bricks first tonight? Who will go on to win the Indianapolis 500 tomorrow afternoon? We will find out here on ORN. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jacob Hitz, and with my partner Jimmy Powell III, we welcome you to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 25 laps of intense racing competition is set to commence here at the hallowed grounds of Indy before the big 500-mile race tomorrow afternoon, which should give drivers some confidence and some experience heading into tomorrow evening. All right, Jimmy, I believe the cars are on track for qualifying right now as we speak. We've watched them through 40 minutes or so of practice. These guys are all over the place.
Well, a big part of the reason why that is because this track is at negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's an effort by ISRL to make this as realistic as possible as far as speeds go. But with that comes a lot of slidiness, and what we've seen throughout is people with the grip levels kind of standing on one wheel through the more hairpin type of turns. So we might see a lot of right rear wear throughout the race, which will factor into pit stops. As far as fuel goes, it is a one-stop race, but tires could also be a factor through that. We have a lot of talented people racing in the IndyCar series this year. Our own Greg Irwin, who owns the series and ISRL as a whole. He has probably the most IndyCar experience out of anybody here, so he's definitely one of the fan favorites to win. But we also have people that have been very fast, such as Andrew Lemke, who just got the pole with a 1 minute 9 second .722 here in qualifying. Sean Fay has also shown some speed, as well as Matt Watkins. But we've got plenty of people here that know how to get it done. So it should be a nice race. The biggest concern with everybody right now is probably turn one. We've seen with tracks like Watkins Glen and turn 11 at Sonoma that it can be very treacherous getting into turn one without running into the person in front of you or the person behind you running into you. So we'll see how that goes. I think that it's going to be a good race once everybody sorts themselves out. Hopefully everybody knows that these are open wheel cars and that they should not be too close to each other and they'll mind their own manners here.
People knowing about spacing in IndyCar? Are you kidding me? Okay, so happy hour is underway. This is their point for the drivers' meeting. Meanwhile, we will take a look at the qualifying order. Andrew Lemke will start on pole in the number 13, then second. Sean Fay in the number 24, then Matt Watkins in the 15 will start from third in the second row. And Cameron Reichenbach will start in the 36th from fourth position. Jimmy?
Greg Irwin will be starting in the 5th position in the number 8 USAF, I believe Chevrolet. Adam Harrington in the 20 will be starting 6th. Thomas Philbrick in the 80 will be starting 7th. Rounding out the field of people who actually qualified, Nathan Chiani will be starting 8th in the number 32, and David Alvarez will be starting last, considering he did not post a time during qualifying, in the 10th spot. We did not expect too many drivers to participate in this race, but the Indianapolis 500 tomorrow should have quite the field going for it, but we shall see. ORN plans on covering the 500 tomorrow, but it's still getting stuff organized for that. It may or may not happen, so just be tuned in tomorrow just in case that does happen, and maybe we'll get something going there.
Absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow if we do get the opportunity to call one of the most prestigious events for sure in our something that I've never witnessed before. And something I think will be very enjoyable to watch for not only us, but for the fans watching at home.
Oh, yeah. And the race tomorrow is probably going to be one of the biggest races in NR during this year. So that will definitely be a spectacle. I will not be in the broadcast booth because I have a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. But hopefully we can find somebody else to commentate with Jacob, and we'll be able to bring you the coverage of the Indianapolis 500 from ISRL to your computer screens.
Yeah, so Jimmy actually did qualify a car into the Indianapolis 500, which will be piloted by his ORL teammate Tyler Mallon in Jimmy's absence tomorrow. And we will find a replacement for Jimmy up in the broadcast booth. It won't be the same, but it'll be good enough to hold up for 200 laps and just about 3 hours of nothing but chaos here at the big flat and fast
it's a full length
mile track.
Indy 500, so it's definitely going to be something to watch. It's going to be long. There's going to be a lot of pit stops. These cars can probably make it upwards about 35 laps before they run out of fuel. So we're expecting, I mean, that's like six, not even six. That's like 9 pit stops at max.
We're going to be looking at a lot of cautions.
Yeah,
I think the first 10 to 15 laps we'll wind up seeing a wreck, and then in the last 50, if we get a caution once early in the last 50 laps, I think it's just going to keep snowballing from there. And heck, we could finish this tomorrow's race under caution.
Yeah. Well,
who really knows?
One of the things that could affect the cautions and also affect the finish is that there is a lot of draft with these cars, especially with the setup that they've got for the Indianapolis 500. So you'll see a lot of passing, probably not on the outside, but on the inside. You'll definitely see a lot of passing there. The suck-up is really strong at this track, and so we'll probably see that. We might even see that here at the Grand Prix, but I'm not exactly sure because they're not going to be like completely up to full speed on the straightaways here, but still something to look out for. The main thing with road courses in general is just outbraking your opponent and making sure that you can make the corner with it. So we might see a lot of passing here today. Who knows?
Yeah, we really don't know what to expect here with this race. Tomorrow, I think we'll have a little bit more of a clue.
Different.
But
it's so different to other races because the way that the track has been modified and remade pretty much to suit a more realistic Indianapolis style race. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a very interesting race, but I think it's also going to be hectic in the first couple of laps.
I think that's a pretty easy determination. That tomorrow is going to be wild. For sure, and we hope to have that for you. Flag-to-flag coverage tomorrow of the Indianapolis 500. We hope you enjoy your Memorial Day weekend this weekend. A lot of good racing coming up, not just here on ORN. We've got 3 big historic races coming up on Sunday. We've got the Monaco Grand Prix with Formula One. That's, 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, something like that. And then at noon Eastern Time, we head here to Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500, the 103rd running of the Indianapolis 500. And then 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the East Coast, we go to Charlotte, North Carolina for the Coca-Cola 600, the longest event on the NASCAR circuit, 4 stages. I don't know. I'm super excited for the Indy 500, more than I have been in the past.
Qualifying was just so crazy.
Qualifying was insane. We've seen a lot of crashes in practice. A lot of the cars look unstable. It's really going to be something interesting to watch.
It's looking more like a race of survival than a race on like fuel or tires or stuff.
And we don't see many races of survival anymore now that parts and equipment has gotten better.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they don't need to last.
And the drivers are more disciplined.
They don't need to worry about lasting 500 miles as much as they did 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm. But it should be good racing on Sunday, but we've got tomorrow to look forward to. We should be having a broadcast for you here for the ISRL Indy 500. If not, we'll see what we can do maybe to even have a tape delay broadcast of some sort, but it would be nice to get that coverage to you guys.
And, of course, after tomorrow, we take the rest of the weekend off, and the next time that you will see us is next Friday. That is that is May 31st. You will see us with a little bit of... Well, is there anything on that?
May 31st? I believe that we have... What day is that?
That's a Friday. Is that...
A Friday? Then we should have ORL IndyCar. I believe so. I think we'll.
I don't
be at
remember
Sonoma.
anymore. I'm pretty sure Sonoma was scheduled for 6/8.
Oh yeah, because of
I'm Staff Sergeant Proto
we're
with the
going to be
soldiers of the 1st
covering
Cavalry
on,
Division.
no on Friday we're going to be covering the NCCS Talladega race.
That's it. We're covering. Yeah. All right,
And
so
that
the field
is
comes to life.
Well, that will be our first broadcast of a Rubbin and Racing Motorsports event.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
And
there
we've
it
got
is.
A
There's
lot
the-
of IndyCars stopped. Reichenbach isn't going.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with
And
that.
The lights are back on in the pace car, so we're gonna have to do a lap here because of Reichenbach sitting.
Yeah,
the racetrack.
I'm getting word from race control that Reichenbach is not being able to shift. He's having some
And
issues
we're
with that, so they're going to
restarting.
restart. Yeah, he couldn't shift that, so they're restarting the event now.
Love that. All right. Hopefully he gets his shifter working.
Well, considering it is negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, I guess his shifter froze. So,
get some heat in that car. Why not? But all right. So the field coming back, respawning, if you will, as we
getting
get
word
ready to
that
go.
his keyboard locked up at a convenient time, so I don't know about all that. So he
Interesting.
most likely will not be joining us in the field. So we will have 9 cars to settle.
Make that 8 cars. Reichenbach would have been the 9th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now just waiting for the command to fire the engines here at Indianapolis.
I'm Staff Sergeant Proto with the soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division. Gentlemen,
There it is.
start your engines!
Well, that was perfect timing. I didn't try that, but
Yeah,
we'll go with it.
I was like, wow, okay.
Like, I don't have the time up in front of me, so I really couldn't tell. I love that this pace car is so realistic, and you can see the brake lights through the windshield.
Yeah. Well,
A beautiful mod with no flaws whatsoever. Anyways,
we will see how this turns out, because I don't know how they're going to handle turn 1. We have less cars on the track, so maybe that will reduce the risk, but again, we've seen
I'm not going to hold my breath.
we've seen stranger things before. I think we will have a crash in turn
I
1,
have
but
watched David lock up 5 times going into turn 1, and every single time he's looped it and slammed
that's
into the tire
probably
barrier.
why he didn't qualify and
He's going to be about 10 seconds behind the rest of the field when they head to turn 1, just so he doesn't accidentally
backing up
take
right
him
now.
out. Yep. Hey, it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, if he knows that he's going to potentially be a hazard, it might as well back up.
Yep.
A lot of people don't understand that, so that's actually pretty nice. And
Here they
I
come.
guess they're just going to leave that spot open where Reichenbach was supposed to be.
Off the final corner. They will come around, see the green flag. These camera angles are hot garbage.
There they go.
Green flag in the air. Off we are here at Indianapolis. The Indy Grand Prix is underway.
Might see some early braking here. Whoa!
Oh, they're 3
giving a
wide for
huge
third.
block.
That is Watkins going up the middle. He will
Oh my
take third.
gosh, they
Still
made
side
it.
by side with Irwin. No, they didn't. Around goes
Whoa! Big
the
crash.
80.
Philbrick
upside
and
down.
Alvarez.
Alvarez gets involved. And will
I
this
don't
bring
believe-
out a caution? No. And Reichenbach is on the track. Reichenbach has come out from pit road.
Man.
So he will come out in the last
Another
spot.
time, the bad luck for David Alvarez continues in ISRL competition.
So Lemke out in front. Sean Fay in second. Third is Matt Watkins. Fourth is Greg Irwin. And then fifth is the 20 of Adam Harrington?
Harrington, yes.
Harrington, okay. Couldn't tell because the ticker wasn't up with the name in front of me. All right. Here they come, getting ready to complete lap number 1 as they come up towards turn number...
Something.
Indy 500 turn 1, whatever turn number that actually is. And 1 lap is in the books, with Lemke leading the opening lap.
Top 4 are pretty close to each other. There's a little bit of a gap to 5th, but
and there's a
right
big
now,
battle
Lemke
back
has the advantage.
behind with Kiani and Harrington. At least I believe that is Kiani. Kiani sends it on in, almost gets into the rear
There's
wing.
There's a lot of tire smoke.
And that, oh, yeah, there is. Let's go back and take a look at the lap 1 incident between Nathan Kiani and
I think
the
it was...
80 of Thomas Philbrick. This is going into turn 1. And it looks like Philbrick goes to the inside. Kiani hits the curb. And Kiani comes up and just turns him.
Oh, we got a caution.
Caution is out, you're right. And it is for Alvarez. Alvarez is off course.
What happened to him? He just went off course. I don't know if it was actually...
He just sailed
Oh, no, it was
off.
Philbrick. It was Philbrick.
Philbrick again?
Philbrick looped it, I believe. Oh, never mind. I'm hearing that it was for Sean. What happened? I'm confused.
For Sean. Nope. There we go.
That's one of the perks of this type of racing is that it's hard to
he
figure
looped
out
it.
where...
He went into a turn a little bit too hot and spun right in front of Watkins. I wish I could tell you what turn that is.
Yeah, and I think Philbrick also lost it somewhere else.
So we are now under caution here for the first time.
Lemke has led every lap
at
and
Indianapolis
he's still out in
Motor
front.
Speedway. He stays out in front. Then in second, it is Matt Watkins. Second will be Greg Irwin. Fourth will be Sean Fay. He got going again. Fifth, Nathan Kiani. Sixth, Adam Harrington. Seventh is David Alvarez. Eighth, Thomas Philbrick. And rounding out the field, 1 lap down, Cameron Reichenbach.
And I believe Reichenbach will be getting his lap back. So.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah. The caution is out. They are at lap 3 right now, which means that if they pit right now, they might be safe on fuel.
It'll be mighty close.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, they get 22 laps per a full tank.
Mm-hmm.
The more laps they run, the more the amount of fuel that they have burns. So what, basically, the amount that it says it thinks you'll have at the end, you could be 1 to 2 laps short on that depending on how much you push your car and if you don't save. Yeah. So the risk is if you don't pit now and you stay out on track and you don't get another caution, which I'm sure a lot of people are banking on another caution, and I wouldn't be surprised
but remember,
if we don't see the yellow
flag
flag come back out.
We've been looking at these guys in practice, and tire wear could definitely be an issue. I'm telling you, the right rear is getting a workout with these turns, so it might make more sense to pit later on.
I also appreciate that they're going around the infield double wide. Are we really doing double file restarts?
Double file restarts with Indy, I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
but if that's what they want to do, I mean that's fine with me. I'm just gonna make sure to never run an IndyCar race because I know that I'll die.
Lemke is taking off. Lemke is coming into pit road.
Or not.
Never mind.
What?
He just overshot the corner.
What? Okay,
he just sped up too much. Meanwhile, Sean
there.
is on pit road.
Yeah, which makes sense.
It looks like he is the only one. Never mind. Alvarez, Reichenbach, and that is Philbrick.
Yep.
Yep, I can get his name right sooner or later. He will come on to pit road as Lemke just overshot one of those turns, and now he's going to slide past the pace car. Andrew Lemke, what are you doing, son?
Well, Lemke is still out in front, and he's still getting in front of the pace car.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's having a little fun there with the pace car.
I don't think it could be Brett, but I know it's Dale Jr.
Looks like the lights are off on the pace car.
Okay.
So it appears. So it looks like we will go green next time.
Is there even lights on the pace car?
There were earlier when we had the the issue with Reichenbach. So
doesn't look like there's many lights on that car to shine, but
yeah,
I'll take your word for it.
Are there any caution lights around the track that we can find?
There should be. I think there are on the front stretch.
I'm not finding any right now in the infield. Well, the lights are off on the fire truck back behind the field. Yeah. So this will be one to green. They will come to green this time by.
Hope everybody's ready. They should be in single file formation. I think they're going into single file formation now. So.
Fortnite Nation. Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Not sponsored or anything.
Dear God, no. I know that's money and everything, but no.
I think that's the last sponsor we want for ORN. At least the caution laps are short.
Yeah, really. It's better than Pocono, where you sit around for 6 minutes per lap.
Yeah, that's a pain and a half right there.
We come in through the final couple of corners. The pace car makes the hard right turn. Yes, right turn onto pit road, and the field comes up through.
One of the perks about this new mod is the inclusion of different gas ports. You can have a left gas port or a right gas port, so this will definitely showcase who got the memo and who didn't.
And back up through the gears, green flag, 4 laps complete here at Indianapolis.
Got to ease it into turn 1 right here.
Watkins looking to the inside. Oh, Reichenbach just sends it. Here comes Sean.
Whoa, there they go.
Turns Watkins, gets hit by Reichenbach. Kiani gets hit by Philbrick.
I believe we will stay green.
And we do.
What in the world? I think the 13 didn't realize he was down there and just cut across them.
Let's take a look at that replay going into turn 1, because a lot of things happened.
Oh, no. Well, the 15 moved down and Kiani overshot the corner.
The 15 moved down, and no, that was Sean. That was Sean on the inside. That just
Sean and Kiani have
a little too aggressive and just got into Watkins and turned him. Greg then got into the back of Sean when he stomped on the brakes. Everybody made it through.
And
then Reichenbach just had nowhere to go as he tried to get control of his race car. Coming back up onto the main track.
Interesting.
As Lemke will lead now all 5 laps. 20 laps to go, or a fifth of the way through.
Yep.
Here at Indianapolis.
David looking on the 32 here and try to make a pass here somewhere.
Yep, David. Oh no, that is Watkins and I believe Harrington. So let's move up here. That is David and Kiani. We will actually go back to this battle. That is for 5th between Harrington and Philbrick. It's not for 5th. The ticker's way off. Anyways, here they come side by side through the first 2 corners. They almost make contact. David takes the spot.
Oh my goodness.
And a huge lead for Lemke. Sean has made his way back into 2nd. Then Greg in 3rd. Kiani 4th. Alvarez has moved his way up into the top 5. Then Watkins is in 5th. Harrington in 7th, excuse me. Then Reichenbach in 8th. Philbrick in 9th. And that is the field rundown. As Lemke continues to lead.
Goes through.
Pretty dominating performance so far.
Turn 1 of the oval.
Comes across the start-finish line. Back towards turn 1 of this race course.
John Fain 2nd. Greg Irwin 3rd. And from Kiani on back, it's actually a pretty close race. David sets his sight on Kiani once again,
David
going
gets
through turn 1
pretty nicely, now through 2 and 3.
Yep.
And now 4. As Watkins goes a little wide, hangs onto it though. As Alvarez trying to catch Kiani for 4th.
Yep.
And change his luck around. Oh, trouble. Sean's around again. Same turn.
Oh!
And we've got a caution.
Caution is out.
2nd time of the day. Both times for Faye, and this time he just locked it up going into the turn. Tried to drift it, got into the grass, hit the gas. and then it looped around on him, right in front of Irwin again. And then Kiani got to the scene, and that's when the game threw the caution. So, second caution of the day, and both
Lemke
times it
eases
is
it up.
for Sean Fay. Lemke will come across the line and take the yellow flag. 7 laps complete.
Still has
Here at
led every
IMS.
single lap.
So pits will be open next time by, as the field comes around, and we'll gather behind the pace car and do a pace lap.
Kiani third. David Alvarez fourth. Matt Watkins fifth.
And that would put Harrington
And
in
Sean
sixth.
Fay has retired from the event.
Huh. Interesting. So,
You know, we talk about confidence levels, and when you're not confident in your car, your performance could falter, and I feel like that might be the case here.
well, but he was running second at the time, both times. He was running second. He really wasn't catching Lemke, but he was maintaining his gap over Irwin, who's been in third, and it's that same hairpin corner that's caused him to spin and bring the caution out twice already here this afternoon.
And it's in the same spot, too, which will definitely aggravate a driver. And remember, Sean Fay is also one of the admins here to make sure that the race is going smoothly, so maybe it could just be a call for that.
Well, and
Like,
we'll see how he handles tomorrow. Really, this configuration of the speedway is nothing like what these drivers will have to deal with tomorrow. However, it would be a good points opportunity. If they did,
I'll tell you what,
well
Kiani
here
has
tonight.
clawed his way back up to the top 3, and I feel like that if he stays where he is right now, he might actually have a pretty good shot at winning it.
Pits are open, and here comes Watkins, the back half of the field. Harrington, Philbrick, and Reichenbach, the top 4 of Lemke, Irwin, Kiani, and Alvarez will stay out. A little bit of strategy here. If they pit, they should be able to make it the rest of the way. And I believe that noise was the noise of Jimmy unplugging his microphone.
Yeah, I
and
had
now
to
he is
sneeze.
plugging in his microphone again. There he is.
I had to sneeze.
So a little bit of pit strategy there.
Yep.
I would think that the guys coming onto pit road right now are making the right decision, as they should be able to make it at least from here to the checkered flag.
It's the tire conservation battle, I believe. I think Matt Watkins, out of all those guys, might have the best shot to get up there and mingle with the leaders. Nobody has been able to catch up to Lemke, though. He's been driving it really hard, but with hard driving can come with a lot of tire wear, so he has to watch out for that, too. He's got to look at that F5.
And we saw in practice, Lemke was just 0.2 faster than Irwin. Then in qualifying, Lemke set a lap that was 2 seconds faster than Irwin. Irwin really fell off the pace in qualifying. I think he's struggling to get back into that groove that set the lap that was really, really quick and wasn't touched until Lemke came out onto the course. So if he can channel that, I think he might give Lemke a run for his money here at Indy, as we will go, it is 1 lap to green. We'll see the green flag when the leaders come around next time by. This time by, whatever. Closing in on the halfway mark, we've got 8 laps complete here at Indianapolis. And this is a reminder that Monday night, Memorial Day night, we will be back up in Canada for the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park event with Nakos. Race number 2 of 13, and that will come.
Now, that broadcast, I'm not expecting too many people because the Coke 600 will still be going on during that time, but hopefully you guys will be able to tune in for that.
Stop and think about what you just said. And I know Drive-Thru's in chat, so he's going to be busting on you for this. Monday night.
Monday. That's right.
Unless it's raining in Charlotte.
The track is wet. Okay, you know what? Okay, there is not an ORN broadcast complete unless I mess up something.
Both of us screwing up something. Come on now. All right, well.
It's professionalism is our highest point.
This is the proof that we're human and not just robots. All right, pace car makes the hard right turn onto pit road. They come up through the final sweeping right corner and come up to the restart zone, and we will get this thing back underway and hopefully get to the halfway point without a caution. see what happens here. Green flag, and here we go again.
Here comes Greg. Greg got a good
Greg
start
looks
there.
to the inside. Nice little jump on the start. Kiani hangs on to third. Watkins sitting behind in fifth, and the battle for the lead goes deep into turn number one. Here comes Watkins looking for fourth, trying to go up the middle. Lemke sails it into turn two. Irwin almost hits him, and Lemke gets a 2-car length gap through turn two.
Yeah, Lemke had the advantage there.
Alvarez lost 2 spots. He got passed by Harrington and by Watkins. Moved Watkins to fourth. The battle for fifth continues between Harrington and Alvarez. Almost contact. And give that spot to Alvarez.
Greg is starting to find his groove again, and he's ready to pounce on that 13.
Well, I think one thing is restarts. He's really struggled on the restarts because typically there's been another car between him and Lemke, the leader. Now he got a great restart there. Was able to keep it close through the first turn, and now he's got the closest margin of the race so far under green flag condition.
And Matt Watkins is setting his sights on the 32. Remember, he has fresher tires than that 32.
And we know Watkins is pretty fast here. I believe he qualified third for this event, so we know that he's got a very strong car. They come up through the final turn, and this will make 10 laps complete here at IMS.
Now, this turn right here is probably going to be one of Greg's best shots at getting around him. There he goes.
Sends it on in, and new leader, Greg Irwin. So put the 8 USAF car into the lead. And you see Lemke just trying to close really aggressive through the inner part of the course. As Greg goes wide, and his internet continues to be his internet.
Yeah. It did say on TeamSpeak that he was on his laptop, so that might have an effect there.
Oh, here's Watkins to the outside of Kiani for third.
And
makes it
what
work.
A move! Wow.
Nice.
That was a great move.
Not sure
Watkins.
who slid their tires and got the smoke screen there in that turn.
I believe that was Greg.
I'm not sure if it was Greg or Lemke, but it was one of those two. It was one of the two leaders by the time Kiani
This turn
and
right
Watkins
here is also
going
to be a factor. We saw that with Simon Pagenaud in the actual Indianapolis Grand Prix.
Him and Scott Dixon. That was a great battle late in the end.
We could see something like that happen today.
All based off of strategy, kind of like what we're seeing now. As next time by, we'll be at the halfway point here at Indy.
I'll tell you what, if anybody's in a position to do a Simon Pagenaud this race, it's the 15 of Matt Watkins.
Definitely. And we know he's got a strong car as Irwin slides the tires through turn 2.
Yep.
My goodness.
Lemke is definitely going to search around wherever he can to get any sort of tenths shaved off.
And I think Lemke knows that they're going to have to pit again. He's going to get fresher tires. He's going to have another opportunity to beat Irwin. He's just got to save those tires after he comes down on the pit road.
Well, both of those guys
Irwin
are on
just
the
can't
same
blow by
amount
him.
of wear right now on their tires. It's
Well,
just
yeah,
who's
but
been
if one drives harder than the other, Irwin just smokes him coming up through the hairpin.
Some of these guys have smoke turned off, so maybe they aren't getting affected with this. But
I'm still definitely hearing it, that's for sure. Hearing those tires just not grip. I'm surprised we haven't seen a grip flip yet here this afternoon.
That's what I was expecting. I was expecting at least one grip flip. Well,
Oh,
actually,
wow.
we have seen one flip.
We have seen them in practice.
We did see one flip at the beginning of this race.
With David, you're right, but that didn't bring out the caution.
But that was
for some
not a grip
reason.
flip either.
And here's the battle for fourth between Kiani and Alvarez. Yeah, really.
David's going to try to
Lemke.
outside right here.
Lemke goes to the inside. He got hit the curb way too hard going into turn 1. Irwin pulls away again.
Here comes Kiani underneath the
David on the outside of Kiani.
Takes over the spot.
So move David into fourth.
Yep.
Watkins hanging on to third, kind of independent right now between the two leaders, and then fourth and fifth behind him.
I think Lemke is just going to try to stay matched up with Greg here and just get him into turn 1 where he knows he's good.
Mm-hmm. Halfway point as Irwin and Lemke just kind of drifted through the hairpin. I think that's what Sean was trying to do earlier, just couldn't get enough control on the car.
These cars are very loose.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't really start to push until about 6 laps on the tires.
Lemke really overdriving it, almost hooked it right into the tire barrier.
Whoa!
Both of them slide it through the last couple of corners.
He's starting to lose ground on the 8, so
yeah, I wonder
he
if
might
he's
be
thinking
Oh my goodness!
Oh, what
just happened? The caution is out. What in the world just happened?
A caution for a huge crash.
Greg or
I don't
Erwin?
even know.
Did
he? Oh, he hit the wall. Did he hit a glitch?
I guess
He
so.
hit the wall and it flung him back across the track into the inside wall on the other side of pit road.
That was a hard hit, too. And he is still on pit road.
He went from about 150 miles an hour to 50. So he shit off about 100 miles an hour with that hit. Is that the spot where the safer barrier turns to not safer barrier? Like, it's tough to tell with the one decent camera angle that we have. My goodness.
I think spectator would help.
And Greg has retired from the event.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Wow,
put Lemke back out in front.
Of this race are out.
Wow. I
Now, I'll tell
don't
you
think
what,
I've
this
ever
was a
seen
good
that
break.
even in this game.
This was a great for not only Andrew, but Matt Watkins as well. Those seem to be the two strongest competitors out here. And we might see them go down pit road here soon.
Well, I would think Watkins would stay out, and Lemke, Alvarez, and Kiani, the other two drivers that stayed out, they're going to have to come on to pit road here. Because I think they're pushing their luck if they think we're going to see another caution anytime soon, that their tires won't be completely dead.
I don't see Lemke going down pit road. Never mind.
He
There
does,
goes.
and so does Watkins. In fact, everybody,
David and Kiani, the
the
whole field is
but
going
the
down.
pace car comes onto pit road.
All right. Thank you to Land Mega 007 for clipping Greg dying. So as they go down pit road, make a point here. We have 10 viewers on the stream right now. Good to see everyone here.
They're not knockouts numbers, but that's
Oh,
still
hold on.
pretty good. I'm not going to lie. And Watkins just got fuel only.
So, from what I'm hearing is that Greg hit a part of the wall where he faced through it, and due to the collision, it just flung the car right back out into the racetrack. Which makes sense, but
Realistic,
man, I thought that
totally accurate NASCAR simulator right here, folks.
I mean, if you
welcome to
don't think that
Tans.
this is better than iRacing, I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah. A flawless game. So, Matt Watkins, he will lead for the first time, the third leader of the afternoon. Lemke leading a majority of the laps. You can probably pull this up
I told
here.
you that Matt Watkins looked like he was in very good shape to win this race. It just mattered if he could get the track position.
Lemke has led 12 laps.
Now, I would not count out
Erwin has
David
led 2.
or Nathan from
And we
this
will get
equation
back to
as well.
green here. We will have 10 laps to go on the restart.
10 to go at the Indianapolis Grand Prix. Tomorrow, we are planning on covering the Indianapolis 500. I will not be there for that, but we will try to get somebody in here to do the broadcast with Jacob.
And then on Monday night, Knockos from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
Yep.
9:30
That's another road
p.m.
course.
Eastern Time. That will be fun. In the road course, Jimmy will be lead commentator. He'll be covering the front half of the speedway. I'll be covering the back half, including the Mario
5 through
Andretti
8.
stretch. And the hairpin. Again, that's 9:30 p.m. Eastern
So as
Time.
they go through the short shoot section
and
right
then
here.
we'll be doing NCCS on Friday at Talladega.
Yep.
That's going to be
fun.
fun. Yep. Took the words right out of my mouth, all but literally. Here they come. Pace car makes the hard right turn.
And
Watkins will lead his first lap officially here at the line with 10 laps to go in the Indy Grand Prix. Green is back in the air. 7 cars left on the track to fight it out for the win.
Oh, 15 did
Lemke
not
to
get a
the
very good
inside.
restart. Lemke is going to
Lemke got a really good start. We'll see what he
But he
sails
has
it
the
in.
outside advantage
Oh, watch,
as well because
watch
there's a
Kiani
mess
on the
here.
bottom. Going to go 3 wide. Lemke goes down to cover the spot. And Lemke takes the lead in turn 1. Kiani moves to 3rd. Alvarez to 4th. And
Watkins
then
playing
in
it safe.
5th will be Harrington. And Watkins just trying to save his stuff. He did not take tires, so his tires are older than everybody else around him. He's the only one that didn't take tires on that stop. Fuel only. For the
I
15
don't know
on
how
pit
that's
road.
gonna. For a road course, that's a very bold strategy.
Well, maybe he's banking on another caution as Kiani just flies it in there.
Even if he does get another caution, he will be in the back of the pack, because I don't think anybody else is going to be going down pit road.
David almost overdrove that chicane trying to catch Kiani as everybody goes off course. David loses 2 spots. Gets passed by Harrington and by Reichenbach and now by Philbrick. So move Alvarez to the back of the field as Watkins is just all over the place through the last couple of corners. And Lemke will go back out in front. He will lead yet again. 9 laps to go.
Starting to think that this is Andrew's race to lose. The start.
trouble.
Oh, man. I thought that was going to be a repeat.
Philbrick hit the wall coming off the last corner. We stay under
that was
green.
a hard hit, too.
Alvarez goes by, and he was heading for the exact same spot that was hit by Greg, so I was worried, but... And the field is really spread out now. Closest battle is Reichenbach and Harrington for the 4th position. Alvarez right there as well.
Watkins is still within range. At least
He's
look
relatively
at the 13.
close.
So, as long as he keeps where he is right now.
Whoa, okay, my goodness.
I might have spoke too soon.
He hasn't really been consistent here late in the going since the restart.
I
He
think the
has
most
struggled.
consistent person here has been Lemke.
Yeah.
Goes through the turn here. Lemke
Caution.
won at...
Caution.
For who?
Not sure what it's for, but the caution's out. Said so on the ticker, and the pace car is moving. It is for... not Philbrick.
Oh. There was a spin.
And bingo was his name-o?
Oh.
Was it
We're
Kiani?
hearing that it was Kiani.
Yeah, Kiani's
His
gone.
wheel had died somehow. He did complain about overheating issues, and he is retired from the event. So I guess his wheel overheated and it...
Again, oh, he just stopped in the middle of the racetrack. Yep.
That's weird.
That would be the reason for the caution then. So
That's kind of weird though, because why would he stop in the middle of the racetrack?
Well, I think because
when
his
only
wheel
his wheel died.
I think because his wheel disconnected, he just had nowhere to go. He lost all power.
Oh,
so he couldn't
because
control
the pedals
it.
are connected to the wheel
Yes.
itself. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll bunch the field back up once more.
But Kiani, one of the best runners here in this race, is retired from the event. That leaves us down to 5 cars left to duke it out.
You were right. This is going to be a race based off of attrition.
6. 6 drivers. I mean,
my goodness, we've already had 3 people drop out. Sean,
That's
after
crazy.
dropping it twice, and Greg was leading, fell to 2nd, and then just ate the wall. Flipped over in a really weird crash that I've never seen before. And then Kiani, his wheel overheats. The car comes to a dead stop in the middle of the racetrack, and really had nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Kiani's just saying it stopped working. I assumed that it was the overheating issue.
Well, and
because he had been complaining about that
He has
the
had
last
this
couple
issue.
of races.
He has had this issue before.
Yeah. So
Pits are
yeah,
open.
it looks like it was an overheating
Any
issue.
takers? Philbrick is the only one to come onto pit road. Everybody else stays out. So we'll get the 1 to green here. And
Restarts are going to be where it matters here.
We're going to have, I believe, about 6 laps to go here in the Indy Grand Prix.
Yep. Now let's not count out anybody here. We've got Adam Harrington, who's been in the back of the pack for most of this race. He's up to 3rd now. We have David Alvarez, who, despite his bad luck, is up to 4th. And then we have the 36 of Cameron Reichenbach also in position, rounding out the top 5. So,
Yeah, the 36 of Cameron Reichenbach, who is running the 12 car of Willpower.
I'm not even going
I
to begin
don't.
to...
Cameron, what are
figure
you
out how
doing?
that
That's all I'm
works.
going to ask. 1 lap to green. Lights are off on the pace car.
And just a side note, I really should have recolored that 24 for the ticker because I cannot see it on,
It's a little
on
tough
the
to
stream.
read, but you know, it's fine.
I mean, the
We'll fix
24 is associated with Sean Fay anyway, so.
No, it's associated with Chase Elliott Gordon the third. Yep,
I'm gonna ignore I ever heard that. So we will be restarting with 6 to go.
Yes.
I always have to. I always second guess myself when it comes to math on this stream.
45 is half of 99.
Yeah, freaking 10 is half of 25.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we haven't done that yet.
Well, I also did get. I did get the Coke 600 completely messed up.
Oh yeah, that's not a math issue. That's a date issue. That's a brain issue. Whoop.
Yeah. Well, that's just to be expected.
Yep.
So, a big question is, what will the 15 do on this restart differently? Potentially get the run
I
on
wonder if
Lemke.
he's just going to sail it on in here, hope for the best. If they make contact, they make
Well,
contact.
the only person who has been able to pass the 13 was the 8 of Greg Irwin.
Yeah,
And was
so
able
far,
to stay out in front of him before that freak accident.
The 13's been able to pass everybody else. The only one that was able to pass him was Greg.
Now, but he moved to
bit.
the inside and sailed it into turn 1. If Watkins were to do the same, would the 13 be able to catch back up?
I would think so, but Watkins is going to have to get one whale of a restart. If we get a caution within 4 laps to go, we probably won't have a chance to get it restarted. Here they come up through the last corner. And back up
the
through the gears.
restart.
Green flag, 6 to go, and Lemke's gone. See you later.
Yeah, he is gone.
David's looking around the outside trying to get second. What a day that would be for him. Reichenbach looking now on the inside. He's all over the place trying to get third away. Can't get anything there. And Lemke is gone. So long. See ya. My gosh.
Well, this is his race to lose. He's just got to be consistent from this point on, and it'll be his race.
Alvarez is pushing hard to try and catch
He's there. He's going to
Watkins. He goes to the inside for the hairpin. Look out. This has been the worst handling spot as Reichenbach just sends it in.
Reichenbach, wow.
And goes wide. There's a whole lot of smoke
there. It did not work out
there.
for him at all. He
and
lost
he gets
the
passed
position.
by Harrington. Alvarez smokes the tires and loses ground to Watkins, and Lemke comes back up onto the main course with just 5 laps to go this time here at Indy.
You know, the camera angles could be a little bit better here.
Yeah, it'll be better for tomorrow, I'm hoping.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, it's a rectangle. How can you mess that up?
Well,
5
just
to go.
ask NBC for you.
Yeah, really. Watkins is still in position.
Watkins has closed the gap a little bit. He's just got to get
don't
better
know
on
if
the
it come
other
up,
half
though.
of the speedway and have Lemke screw up a couple more times, and Watkins will be batting on his rear wing as, whoa, Lemke just kind of sloshed it through that corner and almost didn't make it. He was definitely sideways, not straight.
Like he's doing a slalom course instead of the Indianapolis Grand Prix.
Oh, man. Hairpin. Watkins trying to close that gap. They're all squealing the tires. And remember, Lemke does have fresher tires than the 15 of Watkins.
That's probably what's killing the 15 right now.
Well, even then, it looks like he's been able to maintain the gap. So at least so far.
If we get a caution now, we will probably have a
Whoa,
2-lap.
Watkins almost cut the corner. Pretty much did, although it really didn't do him any good. Just slowed him down.
He's trying
4 laps
everything
to
he
go.
can, though.
It's official. Lemke has
On the
led the
front
most
stretch.
laps of the race, so he'll get those bonus points as well. It's not even close. Laps led. Lemke 18, Irwin 2, Watkins 1. So
I'm looking on board the 15 right now. He's still got him in sight. It's just a matter of
he's
if the
just
13
got to get close enough, and Lemke's got to make a mistake and Watkins has to capitalize on it. He
Uh-oh.
can't make any mistakes.
Philbrick is off course. At least they green, but
And he is off
course.
into the gravel. We do not have a caution. He looped it around, actually, in turn 2. That's how we got into the gravel. We do stay green. Here's the battle between Reichenbach and Harrington going into the hairpin. And Harrington will take that spot.
Yeah, Reichenbach hasn't been very stable this race, but he will still get a top 5 finish if it keeps up like this, so not necessarily a bad points day for him. Meanwhile, Watkins is trying everything he can to catch up to that 13, but it's just not enough.
3 to go.
This is Andrew's race to lose right now.
And a caution at this point in the game would end the race under caution. So
Pretty much.
we better go green from here to the checkered flag.
I think the 13 is just too consistent for him to do anything.
This is the farthest away he's been from Watkins on this green flag stretch. So I think pretty much right now I'm just trying to keep the car in one piece and keep it going in the right direction.
Yeah. And it looks like that's no trouble for him.
It hasn't been trouble for him all day. He's been able to stay out in front. The farthest back he's been has been second the whole race.
That's a dominating performance right there.
He's been first for all but 3 laps, and for those 3 laps, he was in second place. I'd say he's pretty good here. 2 laps to go.
It's his race to lose. As long as he doesn't, like, lose a right rear or something, he should be good.
I think he'll be okay. He's just kind of limping home. Alvarez is stuck in 3rd. There's no way anybody's going to catch him unless he loops it around. The battle for 4th is still hot between Reichenbach and Harrington. That's going to be the closest battle on the racetrack, basically for the rest of this race. So we'll follow them here as Reichenbach now starts to pull away from Harrington.
He's up to 4th now.
So still a good day nonetheless.
Oh yeah. Well, good relatively. For what it was, he had a pretty rocky start to his race, but ending it off in 4th place isn't
with
that
Reichenbach
bad.
and with Alvarez making their way from the back to the front multiple times here this afternoon. It's been really impressive to watch. Plus, with a lot of the leaders, Faye, Kiani, and Irwin all falling out, it's really helped him.
Oh, yeah.
White flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go for Andrew Lemke here at Indianapolis.
I don't know if Watkins can catch him. He's going to have to drive
just
it
sailed
real
him
hard.
into turn 1. It won't really help him on most of the rest of the speedway.
Lemke just has to be consistent, like he has been all day. Whoa.
Hit that curb there, but he's still fine. Gathers it back up,
going.
and off he goes. Into the hairpin for the final time.
Oh, he's
Watkins
there.
just
He's
trying. Closest he's been. He's driving the wheels off that thing. We'll see if he can gather a run together. If he can pressure Lemke into making a mistake. Into the final couple of corners.
This is one of those heavy braking zones. Here he goes.
And Watkins cuts the corner, gets sideways, not enough. Oh my God, Lemke lost it.
He's upside down.
Lemke upside down.
Lemke's
Watkins
upside down.
takes the lead.
Oh my goodness.
And
that's
Matthew Watkins is going to win
the Indianapolis Grand
at
Prix.
Indianapolis. Lemke comes across the line in 2nd.
Wow.
Can you
Oh
say
my
choke?
goodness.
Unreal. The last corner.
I was not expecting that.
Andrew Lemke, the last corner, the last lap.
And the one time we got a grip flip, it happens to the leader on
Runs
the last
it wide,
corner, no, second to
hits
last
the
corner.
curb on the outside. The car doesn't grip. It spins. The grip flip occurs. And Matt Watkins is waiting in the wings to take the lead away and just run
Wow.
home with the checkered flag. Are you kidding me?
That.
Wow. And there's a car in the tire barrier
Well,
in turn one. It
that
is
the
Lemke's
15
car on
driving
its
his
side.
heart out
Reichenbach
was
is also wedged into the wall
So,
here in turn one. But
let's
holy
see.
cow.
Let's see if we can get an interview with Lemke here.
You want me to
before,
bring him in, or
Matt
do you
Watkins.
got him?
You need to bring him in.
Alright. If I can find him here. Lemke and drag into standby. Just what an incredible... Wow. Matt Watkins led 2 laps.
And one of them was the most important one.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to do a burnout with all this grip, but he's certainly going to try.
I don't think he's going to be able to. He might have to go down towards turn 1.
Possible. All right, let's bring in Andrew Lemke. Andrew, a really, really good run for you, and then in the last corner, you just run out of grip. Take us through that last lap there. What was going through your mind?
Well, I built up a 2-second lead, so I was thinking, okay, I can cool it down a bit, and that little bit was just enough for him to start really pulling in, so I got nervous and started running really hard, and didn't really give myself time to catch back up and get into the groove of things. And then coming into that turn, I mean, it's like, okay, I thought, run into this thing a little bit hotter than what I've been doing previously to try and just save and make sure I don't take myself out. And then once I get down that one part, I turned in and grip flipped on the curb, and then I was like, I'm still in shock from it, honestly. I just don't know.
Well, the good news is that you still salvaged a 2nd place finish, and that is the lowest position that you've been in this whole race.
Yeah.
So a very dominating performance, and you should very well be proud of that. It's just really sad that you couldn't make it stick there on the last corner.
Yeah, I'm used to this GTP mod by now. I've only done 4 races with it, but it just suits my driving style really well, and I practiced a lot, and just found out, try to find out, where exactly how much I can use the curb, and for some reason it all clicked, and just getting through the gears, using the right gear, and that and whatnot through the corner. I believe one lap I was staying in 3rd, and I think that allowed Matt to catch up, because through the really tight stuff, what I do is I'd come in 2nd gear, then on the exit of it quickly shift to 3rd gear to get a pull, and that usually was enough. But yeah, it's a tough break, but that kind of run is really... It kind of helps the confidence. I know I sound like a wreck right now, partly because I am, but yeah, it's a tough one. But I salvaged 2nd place somehow after tumbling about 2 or 3 times.
Well, great performance by you. Good luck
you.
In the Indianapolis 500 tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be there to cover it. And hopefully you'll do good there.
Yeah, and send me a link to this broadcast, because I kind of want to see what happened from the broadcast
I'll send it here later. But congratulations to a 2nd place finish there for Andrew Lemke. Let's see if we can get Matt Watkins, if he's still down there. See if we can bring him in for interview.
He is.
All right, Matt. So what a finish. You had maybe not the most consistent run, but you ran up there in the top 3 for most of this race. You looked like a very good contender for this win. And after all of the leaders had retired, Kiani, Irwin, and Faye, you had the position to get the lead here. But I don't think any of us expected you to get it in the way that you did. Just take us through that last lap and what was going through your mind before the 13 wrecked out.
Yeah, I was early on in the race. Yeah, I was in like 2nd, 3rd, and got hit in the restart, and it put us back in like 8th, so we had to spend most of the race working our way back up. And yeah, I was driving hard on the last lap, just trying to make it interesting, and I got it from 2 seconds to about 5/10, but there was no way I was going to pass him. I just wanted to get close, and he just barely hit that grass, looped it around, and I practically came to a stop and just knew I had a ton of space behind me and just went around him and stole one, I guess.
Really, I mean, Lemke had one of the most dominating performances I've ever seen in a race, and to lose it on the last lap must be pretty tough. But for you, what a way to win it, especially just given how the race had gone throughout. You made a pretty bold strategy to not take tires there on that pit stop, but it seemed to have worked out for you, but you weren't able to keep up as much as you probably wanted to if you had fresher tires. What was your thought process when not taking tires on there? Was it just track position, or was it just the anticipation for cautions?
Well, I took tires, the caution before. I had like 2 laps on the tires, and they weren't too bad. And with this Indy cars, it's not a big thing to have tires unless it's like practically flat. So my only hope was to get ahead of Andrew and make him have to kind of work to pass me, because if he got in front of me, he was going to drive away. Him and Greg definitely had the speed, so I tried to get in front of him, and he still blew by me on the restart. So I was going to finish second with or without tires after Greg had issues, and so yeah, I just took a chance there. But yeah, it's I feel for Andrew. He has some speed, and that's a tough way to lose a race.
Well, what a way for you to win this event. We'll see you here at the Indianapolis 500, which we should be covering tomorrow. So good luck with you on that, and great win for you tonight.
Yep, I appreciate it, and thank you guys for doing this broadcast and putting it on for us, and hopefully we'll put on a pretty good show tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Matt Watkins. What a race! This truly. That ending was so unexpected. The way the rest of it was going, I was ready for Lemke to just win it. He dominated. He led 21 of the 25 laps. To lose. And then in the last corner
of the last lap,
just catches the curb at the wrong angle, and the rear tires just don't have any more grip. And then it has too much grip, and it flips over once he finally gets control of it. And Matt Watkins is just waiting in the wings. You can't say anything more.
This was a great race. These guys drove their hearts out to the best of their abilities. We really saw people's talent shine through. Lemke, I believe, is starting to become one of those drivers we'll look out for to be more dominating throughout the weekends. We've already seen that he's had great speed throughout the R&R seasons. In Saturday Night Shootout, he's looking to become a very good racer. We know Matt Watkins as being a really good racer as well. Greg Irwin, who had probably the best shot at the lead this whole night, who has probably the most IndyCar experience out of anybody here. But, I mean, what a race. We saw the best of the best going after it, and we saw a great finish that showed off people's talents, and also showed what happens when the pressure is on. When you're pressured into the white flag to do better than the person behind you, mistakes can't happen, and that's exactly what we saw tonight. But overall, a great performance by Lemke. Watkins was just there at the right time to swoop in and take it.
Absolutely. So, I know you won't be around tomorrow for the Indianapolis 500, but you do have a substitute driver for you, and we wish him the best. Good luck to Tyler Mallon tomorrow in the field. And that will wrap things up here today from Indianapolis. Tomorrow, we go for the big 500-mile event, the Indianapolis 500, and that'll be sometime in the mid-afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. So that will wrap things up for here. For Jimmy Powell III, I'm Jacob Hitz. This has been an official broadcast of the Online Racing Network, ORN. We will see you tomorrow afternoon. This has been ISRL, the Dry Fire, IndyCar Series. Matt Watkins, your winner at Indy.